Hello and welcome to Lamplighter. Today is September 11. Today in our daily Bible reading, we continue to read the story of Job, and it is certainly a perplexing mystery. Here is a man described by God himself in the early chapters as a man who is blameless and upright before him. And yet, he has everything taken away from him, including his own physical health. Job is struggling, trying to come to grips with his own understanding of God. Why God, if he is truly benevolent and kind, why God would allow such a thing to happen to Job when Job has lived an upright life? And that's really the battle that's going on within him and among his friends throughout the majority of the book. Now, we've already seen two of Job's three friends confront him, and in today's reading, the third friend is going to speak up. And these friends are really not being very friendly. Job is going to challenge them because they're really not helping him at all. So the third friend today speaks up. Zophar the Naamathite replied, "Will no one rebuke you when you mock? You say to God, 'My beliefs are flawless, and I am pure in your sight.' Know this, God has even forgotten some of your sin." Zophar is challenging Job that he is living a blameless life. He's challenging Job's claim to be innocent. It's as though Zophar is saying to Job, no one is innocent. No one can live a blameless life. Surely you've done something to bring all of this harm upon yourself. He goes on, can you fathom the mysteries of God? Can you probe the limits of the Almighty? They are higher than the heavens. What can you do? They are deeper than the depths of the grave. What can you know? You can't comprehend God, he says. You can't understand God. God is God. You are not. It's time for you to accept that fact. Yet, he says, if you devote your heart to him and stretch out your hands to him, if you put away the sin that is in your hand and allow no evil to dwell in your tent, then you will lift your face without shame. You will stand firm and without fear. You will surely forget your trouble, not recalling it only as waters gone by. Life will be brighter than noonday, and darkness will become like morning. All of your troubles will go away if you'll just turn to God, he says. Well, Job knows that to be true to a certain level, but it's not really very helpful because Job still is grappling with what has he done? What has he done wrong that has brought on all of this calamity? So Job replies, I have a mind as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Who does not know all these things? Basically, you haven't told me anything I didn't already know. He says, I've become a laughingstock to my friends. Though I called upon God and he answered, a mere laughingstock, though righteous and blameless. Men at ease have contempt for misfortune as the fate of those whose feet are slipping. Job is making the argument, just because a person is suffering misfortune doesn't mean that he's done something to deserve it. It's that issue that he can't seem to make sense of. He goes on, ask the animals and they will teach you, or the birds of the air and they will tell you, or speak to the earth and it will teach you, or let the fish of the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind. Job is acknowledging that he believes and knows God to be a sovereign God. Everything happens within his purview. Everything happens within his control. So Job is saying, why is God doing this to me? He says, to God belong wisdom and power. Counsel and understanding are his. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. The man he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the waters, there is drought. If he lets them loose, they devastate the land. He makes nations great and destroys them. He enlarges nations and disperses them. He deprives the leaders of the earth of their reason. He sends them wandering through a trackless waste. They grope in darkness with no light. He makes them stagger like drunkards. God is in control of everything that happens. He can cause water to be held back, making the land thirst in a time of drought, or he can let the water pour forth to the point that there is flooding. Job is saying God controls it all. And if God controls it all, why am I suffering so? Where is he? Those are the questions, and very real questions Job is asking. He says, my eyes have seen all this, my ears have heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you, but I desire to speak to the Almighty and to argue my case with God. You, however, smear me with lies. You are worthless physicians, all of you. If only you would be altogether silent. For you, that would be wisdom. Job has now heard from all three of his friends, and he's saying, your counsel is not helping me at all. It's like you are worthless physicians. It would be better if you just stayed quiet. Will you speak wickedly on God's behalf? Will you speak deceitfully for him? Would it turn out well if he examined you? Could you deceive him as you might deceive men? Keep silent, he says, and let me speak. Then let come to me what may. And I love this statement. Though he slay me, yet will I hope in him. Job is basically saying, I don't have to listen to the voice of any other human. I'm going to listen to the voice of God. But even if he slays me, even if he kills me, I will keep my hope on him. Indeed, this will turn out for my deliverance, for no godless man would dare come before him. And then he appeals to God. Only grant me these two things, O God, and then I will not hide from you. Withdraw your hand from me, and stop frightening me with your terrors. Then summon me, and I will answer, or let me speak, and you reply. How many wrongs and sins have I committed? Show me my offense and my sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Man born of woman is of few days and full of trouble. Job understands this. He springs up like a flower and withers away. Like a fleeting shadow, he does not endure. Man's days are determined. You have decreed the number of the months and have set limits he cannot exceed. So look away from him and let him alone, till he has put in his time like a hired man. At least there is hope for a tree, he says. If it is cut down, it will sprout again, and its new shoots will not fall or fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground, and its stump die in the soil. Yet at the scent of water it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant. But man dies and is laid low. He breathes his last and is no more. As water disappears from the sea and a river bed becomes parched and dry, so man lies down and does not rise till the heavens are no more. Men will not awake or be aroused from sleep. If a man dies, he will live again. All the days of my hard service, I will wait for my renewal to come. You will call and I will answer you. You will long for the creature your hands have made. Surely then you will count my steps, but not keep track of my sin. My offenses will be sealed up in a bag. You will cover over my sin. Job is speaking about a resurrection in which he believes. Some powerful language here. But as a mountain erodes and crumbles, and as a rock is moved from its place, as water wears away stones and torrents wash away the soil, so you destroy man's hope. You overpower him once for all, and he is gone. You change his countenance and send him away. Again, he believes that there is some sense of renewal, some sense of resurrection, and yet it still appears that there is no hope for him. It still appears that everything is bleak. Where is God? Why will he not respond? These are Job's very real, gut-wrenching questions, and probably questions that you have asked as well, as I know I have from time to time. Where is God? Why does he seem distant from me? What have I done? What sin have I committed? I want to know so that I can make it right. Remember, the story is about God. God is love. He loves you. He loves me. We don't always understand his ways, but we do know and we do believe that he loves us. Isn't it great to be a lamplighter? His word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. I hope you have a blessed day.